So you got your first listing appointment and you're super excited, but now what do? Well, it's perfect because today we're going to go over the 6 steps of what you need to do to prepare for a listing appointment. What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here with the Motivated Agent at eXp Realty. First off, thank you so much for checking out our channel. If you are looking for tips, tricks, ideas, things what you need to do in your real estate business, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content, and give us that like because it helps us out with the channel. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So today we are going to cover the 6 steps of what I do to prepare for a listing appointment. So number 1, we're going to go over is do your homework. That's right, do your homework. You got the phone call, they got them in, that's good, congratulations. You did what some part of your marketing worked really well. Awesome. Now what are we going to do? Again, let's do your homework. So again, when you get there, when you get that appointment, ask questions about them. What's their motivation for selling? Where's the address? What price point are they thinking? How many bedrooms, bathrooms, all that kind of stuff. All things that you can probably figure out on your own by looking up online anymore. But here's the thing, ask those questions because it keeps that seller on the line longer. If you think that you are going to be the only person that they call, you're mistaken. I promise you, you are mistaken. At a minimum, they're going to call at least 3 other agents. 3, maybe 3 total agents, you being one of them. The longer you're on the phone with them, the more opportunity it gives you as the agent, as the real estate professional that you are, to build rapport with them. So get them on the phone, talk to them, ask questions about them. Nobody gives a shit about you. I'm sorry to tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you, no one cares about you as the agent. They want to know what you can do for them. They don't care what your stats are. They don't care how long you've been in the business. They don't care about that yet. Okay, they called you, they picked up the phone either because of your marketing, because of something along those lines, but they don't care about you yet. So talk to them about what you can do for them, how you get their house sold, what that looks like. So do your homework, ask those questions, build that rapport with them, get all that kind of stuff going on that side of it. So set that appointment. Part of doing that homework is setting that appointment. I never, ever will do a listing appointment same day. I won't do it. I always do the next day or the day after. Reason being is you have to have some time. Whether you take that or not, you have to have some time to be able to do that. You don't want to be this agent who is drop everything and go kind of an agent. That's not who you need to be. That's not who you want to be, I promise you. I've done that for a little bit. It doesn't work well for you. So set it for next day, 24, 48 hours, whatever it is, even longer, that's fine. Have that time, give that opportunity to let that sink in a little bit, give you as the agent to do some homework. Look at comparables, look at that stuff, get all that stuff going. But before you hang up the phone with them, set that appointment. Set the date, set the time, get that set in stone so that way we can figure that out. Give them a couple times, give them a couple things, what you can do that way, and go that direction with it. So that's number 1, do your homework, ask questions, be curious about them, not you, be curious about them. Number 2, when you are preparing for a listing appointment, run your comparables. Look at the number of houses that have sold in the neighborhood. Look at the type of houses that have sold in that neighborhood. Look at everything. Now again, my opinion is don't go past a year. You don't want to go past a year because that's when stuff goes, but check out our other videos of how to run comparables, what that looks like, but actually spend some time at it. Unless you know that particular market and know that stuff, spend some time on those comparables, know what that looks like and what that can be for you, and run those numbers so you have a good idea before you step foot in their house, what their house is worth. Number 3 on the list for prepping for a listing is getting your listing folder ready, prepping your listing folder. I use something very similar to not similar, this is what I use. It's a very nice, it's laminated, it's a nice slick folder, very well printed, and you open it up and there's a spot for anything and everything that you want as far as that goes. And more importantly, there's a spot for a business card. So I create a full listing documents, everything involved in that. And I bring in my 46-point marketing strategy. I fill it with a prepping your home for the market guide. listing plan of action, and kind of going through all of that stuff and having it printed. Because here's what you do, guys, is when you show up to a listing appointment and you have nothing in your hand, you just have your cell phone and be like, well, I can do comparables on my phone. Who gives a shit? I mean, honestly, a seller wants to know what you're going to do for them. So show them what you're going to do. Show up with your laptop, show up with a tablet, something that you can do a PowerPoint on, and show up with a listing folder, something that you can leave with them, something you can give them some value. Maybe they won't call you, maybe, well, I don't want to give away my stuff. Who cares? If they're only there to take your stuff and go with somebody else, you didn't want to work with them in the first place. So who gives a shit? Leave the folder, leave that stuff. And here's what I've been telling my listing clients a lot lately. Like, hey, this is specific to me. If I can ask you a favor, don't share this information with anybody else, because this is specific to my stuff, and I work really hard for my listings and everything that I do, and I commit very heavily to my clientele. So if you can keep that secret, or keep that, if you choose not to go with me, that's fine. But please go ahead and throw this in the trash and don't share that with the agent that you do choose, because this is my information. And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely, totally get it. Side note, guys, they're saying in their heads like, oh wow, okay, every agent isn't going to be the same. Ding, 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 no shit. So leave that information with them. Like I said, I've got a listing plan of action. I've got a 46-point marketing strategy. I've got a prepping your home for the market. I print off my seller's disclosures. If it's lead-based paint, if it needs a lead-based paint, I print that off. I also created a best of document. Another great stuff. If you guys have questions about those documents, or if you have or would like to receive those or anything like that, reach out. I'll give them to you. I'm totally fine with that. If you want to see what I have and all that stuff, I'll give you the editable versions. I don't really care. What I have is not rocket science. I will give it to you that you can do it. You can edit. You can put your logo on it and steal it and make it your own. That's totally fine. But just reach out to me. My phone number, again, you can get that at the beginning of the video. You can get it at the end. But go ahead and check out my phone number. Send me an email. Reach out. I'm here to help. Make sure that we get it on there. So anyway, so having that, prepping that folder, I do it down to a T of where as you're looking at it, on the left side is stuff that I keep. So your CMAs, your comparables, your county information, tax information, all that kind of stuff. Then over here on the right side, the reason I do this is because this is the side that I'm gonna leave everything in this side that I'm gonna let them keep. I'm gonna leave them with the folder, with my card, with that stuff in here, and I'm gonna have all the stuff that I'm going to take. I'm gonna take my comparables, the county info, my estimated cost sheets, all of that, I'm gonna take it with me. But that's where I have that one, but I wanna go over it and all that stuff. So that's how I prep up for my listing folder and what to look at there. Number 4 on the list is calling them up the day before the appointment or the 2 hours before the appointment, calling them before you are actually supposed to be there and confirming your appointment, or text, whichever. I mean, get a response from them, confirm your appointment before you go out there. Whether, I know in my market, some of my listings are an hour plus away, and that's a straight drive. It's not stuck in traffic for 10 minutes or 10 hours or whatever it is. It's driving 60 miles away, hour and a half away on some of them. Confirm that appointment, because that is a lot of driving and a lot of gas that you don't want to spend, and a lot of waste of time that you don't want to spend on going to an appointment that they may not be there. Unfortunately, I learned that way the hard way. But here's the other thing. It gives you another touch point. It gives you another time to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I really appreciate it. I'm really excited for our listing appointment tomorrow. Do you have any questions for me before I get there? Yeah, I was curious about this, or yeah, I was curious about this, or nope, we're all good. I'll see you tomorrow. Beautiful. That's what I want to do. I want to have another touch point with that seller, because I'm there, I'm building rapport, I'm continuing to keep in contact with them, making sure that we have that opportunity to have those conversations. Because the more you talk to somebody, again, I've said this in a lot of my videos, the more people know you, like you, trust you, they're going to do business with you. Number 5 on my list for prepping for an appointment. I will tell you this, guys, I have always done this from the very beginning. Depends on your market, depends on your price point, depends on a lot of stuff. But what I will tell you 100% of the time, be professional. Number 5 is be professional. Dress up. I don't care if it's 110 degrees outside, dress up, wear slacks. If you're dress up for wearing slacks to the point of business, not even business casual. Dress up to a button down. If you want to wear a tie, if you want to wear a jacket, sport coat, whatever it is, do that stuff. Have that out there. Now, for my market, what I did a lot of is I would wear a polo and I would wear slacks and I'd wear nice shoes. And I would start with that, and that was my bare minimum of what I would wear. Depending on the price point, I might go up and wear a tie, things like that. Typically, I never went to wear a tie because I didn't want to get too far out of who I was as an agent and as a person. Because I also think that that's important, that you be professional, but also be yourself. Because if you're trying to be somebody you're not, it isn't going to work either. So make sure that you are being professional. Have your dress, make sure you're dressing up, whether it's for females, whether you're dressing up in power suits or whether you're dressing up in actual nice dress, whatever that looks like for you as an individual, dress up, okay? Don't go into it wearing shorts and a cut-off t-shirt or anything that way. Unfortunately, I will tell you, I've lost a couple deals that way. Granted, these were with buyers that this happened with, but who you portray yourself as matters. And again, I've learned the hard way. I learned that the hard way. Unfortunately, it got back around to me through a friend of mine that he said that they quit working with me because I showed up in quote unquote workout clothes. I don't know why or what or how that, in my own head, how that even made sense, that would make sense that way. I'm not saying I didn't do it because I probably did, but I just didn't think about it. And I lost a good client on that one. I'm pretty sure I know who it was, and it was a pretty decent deal for myself. So be professional, always and forever. Be professional with what you do, how you present yourself, because it's going to come back around and it's going to help you be just better than that next person. Be just better than that, and making sure that you are presenting yourself in a good manner. The next thing I always do too is make sure that I prep my listing PowerPoint. Again, the reason I bring my tablet is because I have a PowerPoint. Yes, I know it's kind of corny sometimes, but I will tell you what, it has gotten so many listings for myself. It has allowed me to win so many listings and help getting that stuff out there, showing people what it is that I do versus scrolling around on my phone and be like, oh, this is some pictures I took with my phone in the mirror. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. They want to know what you're going to do for them. So take that PowerPoint, have it be professional, make sure you know it. If you need to practice on it, practice on an agent in your office when there's no money on the line. Practice, work on that PowerPoint and go through all that. Know it like the back of your hand. I will tell you, again, when I first started in the business, I was like, it's fine. I'll just wing it and we'll make it work. No, don't, please don't. Don't be like me in that sense. I know it, I can recite it. I literally had an agent come with me one time and she literally said, she was like, well, she said, I've never seen anybody do that before. I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And I also recited it. Unfortunately, my stuff died, so I wasn't prepared. But I recited the whole thing off of memory. I knew it by heart. I knew the whole thing. Granted, there was no visual aids and things that way, but I still got the point across and I still landed the listing. So be professional, know what you're doing. That's number 5. Number 6, be on time. Be on time. This is one that I struggle with so much, but being on time in my mind in the listing appointment, on time is late, early is on time. I know I botched that a little bit, but don't worry about it. You get the point. Be on time or be early, because here's the thing, guys. All of those other agents, those 2, 3, 4, 5 other agents behind you or in front of you, they are going to show up late. I guarantee it. We're on real estate time. Nobody has us going anywhere. No one runs with a lot of stuff that way. They are on real estate agent time. I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm very much on that time as well. But I will tell you that when I go to listing appointments, especially important ones, I really try to make sure that I am early and knocking on that door with my stuff, neat, in order, lockbox in hand, sign ready to go, on time, meaning early, okay? Making sure that I knock on that door even a minute early still in my mind wins that piece of it, because you're early. You're not late. You're not, it is being early and on time is so incredibly important because it starts the whole presentation off correctly. So Anyway, guys, I appreciate you checking out the channel. If you do have any questions, my phone number is 785-477-5485. My email is kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. I do really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, go and hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. And give us that like because it helps out with the channel. Also, if you have any videos or any questions or anything like that, put them in the comments below. And if you have any video ideas or something you're curious about, shoot them out to me. Get a hold of me, and I'm more than happy to give my 2 cents on it and see what we can do to it. So, thanks for checking out The Motivated Agent. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.